Hello, everybody, and welcome to In the Paint with Christy Winters Scott right here on the Her Hoop Stats Podcast Network. We have a very special guest from Notre Dame women's basketball, Liatu King. Liatu, thank you so much for joining us in the paint. I know you love to paint on the court, but now off the court, we get a little love here too. So I appreciate you taking some time to join us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, first of all, let's take a trip down memory lane and let's go and talk about little Liatu and what got you interested in playing basketball or any sports in general, but what piqued your interest in hoops here in the DMV? And we'll get to the DMV in a minute.
Yeah, I just remember, I think like one of my first memories of, basketball was when I lived real close to like a boys and girls club, like almost like a rec center, and I would walk I would walk from home to school with my dad. We would walk back and forth, and like we would just pass his basketball. I mean, we would pass the Boys and Girls Club. And so
Right.
one day I was like, I wanted to go in, and I kind of wanted to go so I can, meet other kids outside of school, whatever.
Right.
Then when I entered into the Boys and Girls Club, there was a gym, and I heard noise coming from the gym, and I saw like this boy playing basketball, and I was like, yo, like this looks cool. I want to do this. And that was like one of my first memories of, basketball. And, from there I took off really.
Oh my goodness. So what was it that you thought was cool? Like when you saw the guys playing in the gym right there and you kept walking by it and you kept looking and
Yeah.
walking and walking. What was it that you thought looked so fun and cool?
I mean, honestly, just like the creativity that they like had with dribbling the ball or putting the ball in the hoop, just something really as simple as that really piqued my interest.
Right. Oh, I love that. So when you said that it just took off for you at that point, what happened in basketball for you after your interest was piqued that way?
I joined the Boys and Girls Club, and then I joined like their basketball team. And at the time it was only boys, like they didn't have like a girls team. And so I was playing basketball with the boys. And I really did that up until like middle school when they separated the boys and girls. But even in um elementary school, like third, fourth, fifth grade for me, I was playing, with the boys. So
Oh, wow. So
yeah.
what did that, now looking back at that third, fourth, fifth grade experience playing against the guys at the Boys and Girls Club, what do you think that taught you during that stretch of your journey?
Um, Definitely, guys games a little more physical. So I was playing I was built to play tougher. And so honestly, you could definitely see the separation when I played in middle school. When I was playing with the girls, I was a little more physical with the girls than, what they probably had expected because I was playing with boys for, a period of time.
Right. No, I love that so much. I love that. So when things got separated and then in middle school you said you started playing against the girls, what was that like for you? Because maybe you were a little bit unique in that way and being a little more physical. What was that like for you to be in that moment?
Um, well, coming in, like the coach, she already knew that I was um more skilled and like, tougher and stuff like that. And so she always would challenge me to make my teammates better around me. So like she didn't want me knowing that the skills that I had, she didn't want me to be arrogant or like anything like that. So she, again, like I said, she challenged me to
Right.
make the people around me better because I'm only as good as everybody around me. And
And
she made sure to let me know that.
I love that. How did that work out for you? And what were those things that you did to make your teammates better around you at that time?
I mean, well, first off, it's hard. Like I'm like 12 years old, like I don't but I feel like just being a leader, just in like practices and drills, being in first in drills, if I see someone doing something incorrectly, just correcting them and also building relationships. Like these were also my classmates at the time. So building relationships off the court, so that on the court, if I let them know something, they know it's coming from a place of love, and I'm not trying to be a stickler or something like that.
Right. Understood. No, that is a fine line,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna go, off to get something to eat after practice. It's like, well, you were talking to me a little bit
Yeah,
sometimes.
or even like again, because we're kids, so it's like, all right, like let's talk at lunch or let's talk at recess. Like where's this is like 12, 13 year old, or I don't know, 10, 11, 12, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
we're super young, but yeah.
yeah, that's a big challenge, but I credit her. What was her name? Do you remember your coach's name that time?
Yeah, Caitlin Vaughn.
Caitlin Vaughn. I love
Yeah,
that. Shout out to her because that planted a seed for you for
yeah,
where you are right now. And another seed that was planted for you was you went along to play at Bishop McNamara.
yeah.
And man, you don't have to be from the DMV to know that Bishop McNamara is a powerhouse school nationally. What was that experience like for you? Number one, to choose to go to Bishop McNamara and then to journey through and do so incredibly well in that program during that time.
Yeah, well, first of all, my first choice wasn't to go to McNamara. I wanted to stay locally. I was a kid from Southeast DC, and I just didn't know too much about private Catholic schools. And so just I was young and naive, and just so I was comfortable being staying in DC,
Right.
and like I more so didn't know about the school. I was comfortable and scared to
Yeah.
take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
But obviously I had people in my corner that knew much more than me.
Right. Right.
And so I listened to my elders and just listened to the people that was in my ear. And so I made a decision, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions that I made, because it gave me, lifelong connections. It helped me get on a national stage, like you said, and a national stage in AAU with playing with Takeover
Yeah.
because of Bishop McNamara's partnership. But
Yeah.
honestly, I tell people this: when I played at McNamara, my first year, it was like 5, 7 new players on the team, and we there wasn't a lot of cohesion. But
Right.
I feel like every year as I was there, we got better. We got better. Like my first year, we thought we were good. We were not good. We were not good. I mean, the DMV is a tough. They
Yeah.
have a lot of tough teams. We were playing teams like PVI and St. John. So
Right.
playing against like Ashley Owusu and AZ Fudd and stuff like that. And so like
Yeah.
we thought we were good, we were not good. But as the years gone by and as I got older and the people around me, Madison Scott, Jakia Brown Turner, Alima Tharu, I had teammates like that. We got older, we got better, and we built chemistry and stuff like that. So it was definitely I love my time at McNamara outside of basketball as well. But
Yeah.
like I said, I'm super appreciative to even had the opportunity to go there and then also take that opportunity and go out on faith.
I know that's right. But just tap into the AAU for a quick moment. You said you played for a team takeover. Were you teammates with Angel Reese during that time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was Angel Reese, Mir McLean, Madison Scott. Those are like the more notable names. And that was the year, I think it was the year right before COVID. We won the Nike National
Yeah.
Tournament in Chicago. So
Yeah. Oh my
it was
goodness.
really
What
good that year. Yeah.
what was that like to play with all those cats, man? Listen.
Um, yeah, no, it was we were really, really good. We were able to, put pressure on team defensively, press and just get out and run. That was Coach Ron. That was his name. He's the head coach at McNamara now. That was his philosophy: press and get out and run, play defense, and get easy buckets. And so,
Right. No, shout him out. Tell everybody his name wrong. What's his last name?
yeah, Ron James. That's my man.
There he
That's
is.
my
Yeah.
man. But yeah, and again, like I love Angel too. Like
Yeah.
I tell people you want Angel as a teammate, honestly. And so, yeah.
Why would you say that? What is
Because because she's gonna push you, she's gonna motivate you. She's gonna tell you when you're wrong, but she's gonna love you when you're doing good, and she's gonna be your biggest fan. And she's that engine. She was that engine for us. So
Yeah, no, for sure. Still has that. You see
Yeah,
her.
exactly. She hasn't changed. So
That's
yeah,
why she is where she is, and I love that. And I love that you had that experience,
yeah,
at McNamara, and then the summer playing with all of those major league women,
yeah,
right? Who are game changers,
yeah,
obviously needle movers in the game. So your recruiting process, being on the national level at McNamara, but also obviously with Team Takeover and the national championship, but the national recognition of that AAU program. What was your recruiting process like? And I know you said it was COVID going all through that and everything, and you're just having to kind of navigate through not the recruiting process, but also maybe some things being taken away. Did you have, like, towards the end of your career, high school career, did you have some issues because of COVID, like missing out on events, etc.?
yeah. So yeah, COVID was sad, honestly. Because that last year at McNamara, we won our like our conference, the WCAC championship.
Yeah.
And so since we had won, we had like a bid to do like the national for all the schools. So like against like Mount Verde and all the notable high school teams, and we were supposed to do that, but then that got canceled because of COVID. And I remember like in March, senior year, they made an announcement saying, "Oh, we're going to quarantine for 2 weeks. We'll be back,"
That's
and we never came back. So,
okay.
no graduation. We had like a drive-through graduation, um, all that stuff. It was definitely just different. I mean, not different, but like, yes, different, but
Yeah,
just sad because, as a freshman, this is something that you look forward to. You wait 4 years to walk across the stage and enjoy that moment with your family. But, unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. But,
right.
everything happens for a reason. So it was
Yeah.
all right. But at the time, I was already committed because I committed as a junior,
Okay.
and I had committed to the University of Pittsburgh.
Right. So you already committed, but like you said, it was sad. Our oldest son was a class of 2020, so we did the drive-through. Those
Yeah,
little plastic bottles, and you pull it, and the little stuff comes out.
yeah,
That's
had people honking.
I was like, boop, okay, see you later, shake a hand. It was just not the pomp and circumstance that you desire. So I'm right there in lockstep with you in those emotions, because
Yeah,
and he was our oldest, so that was like our first one to go through. But with that, you said you already had committed to Pittsburgh. What was it about Pittsburgh at that time that got you on the hook again?
yeah. First, I was looking at, or I wanted to be at a school that like was the city like because that was what I was used to. Again, like I wanted to be comfortable if I was going to spend, a long time there.
Right.
Um, and so I wanted the city like it wasn't too far, also wasn't too close to home, about 4.5,
Yeah.
4 hour drive. And then the coaching staff just to me was like a family, and that's something that I was looking forward to. And then also the education was a big piece for me as well.
Right. Oh, no doubt. I mean, you're a two-time all ACC, all academic recipient, right? You got also, weren't you most improved and all the freshman team, freshman of the year, and all the things. What was that experience like for you at Pitt, on and off the floor? I mean, obviously, you just said education was a key component for your decision. What was that experience like for you? And just go through like your freshman year and the couple of years after.
Well, I mean, freshman year was different because that was COVID and stuff, and
Mhm.
so everything was remote. And we had to be in like a quote unquote like bubble, and so like
Right.
basketball team had to stay with the basketball team, and there wasn't many students on campus, and
Right.
so when I came on the campus, I knew that wasn't really what a campus feel was like.
Right.
But this was just my first experience, and so I mean, I took it with grace and just was appreciative that I'm able to, play this game that I love and be out here to compete with my team. And then obviously, as school started to open back up and stuff, I started to get a grasp of what college feels like, college campus, going to football games and other sporting events, and it was super fun. Also, on the academic side. We had a academic advisor whose name is Tilly. We called her Tilly, and she was super supportive. My first year, and honestly, as the years gone by, she was super supportive with classes, scheduling. Like if we were playing away games, they made sure to give us study hall, and
Right.
there was no reason why you should be behind because of how much support they gave us at Pittsburgh.
No, I love that. I love that a lot. And I know you learned a lot, obviously, going through COVID and being in the bubble situations, and
Yeah.
but you still competed at a very high level at Pitt. But what was the decision that came to your mind to go in the portal and then go to Notre Dame?
Yeah. So my decision to go to the portal came from, me understanding that I needed a change. I did 4 years at Pittsburgh. I graduated. Um, I did what I needed to do. And I felt like I had good enough numbers to transfer and go to a pretty good school where I can compete in March Madness tournament and go far and make history and things like that. And
Yeah.
so when I got, interest from Notre Dame, I was super excited, obviously. And, just getting to talk to Coach Ivey and the rest of the staff, I just really felt, again, that family aspect. Like none of it was like for show or for fake or anything. When I came on my visit, everybody was super chill and laid back. And again, like we went to her house and everything just seemed authentic to me. So that was one part. And then obviously with athletic the athletic standpoint that they have here, like the transition to pros that they have, and just the culture here and the tradition here. They're very big on tradition. It's just something that I saw myself in, and I wanted to be a part of. And again, I came here because I want to make history, and I want to do something great. And so I'm just super appreciative to be in a position in the spot that I'm in now.
Oh, no doubt about it. And, no greater person to be mentored and encouraged by than Niele Ivey. I was
Yeah,
just about her yesterday with someone, and I've just been mesmerized with who she is as a woman, number one, but to watch her in her purpose pour
yeah,
into the next generation of women hoopers. Like for me, I mean, that's what it's about, right? Yes, you said like you want to win, you want to be on the national stage, you want to go to Final Fours, win championships, and I get that, and that's exactly what everyone over 300 schools in Division One are saying
right.
the same thing. But the difference for me with Niele Ivey has been watching her like spiritually lift up each player in the way they need to individually be lifted up. How has Niele Ivey lifted you up during your time there at Notre Dame?
Um, well, we had this. I remember. I felt like during the summer, I felt like I wasn't being as productive as I wanted to. And we had this film session, and she just showed me little things where I might have not felt like I was being, again, the word productive, or I felt like I was being productive, and she was like, no, like you might not see it, but I see it, and I know that you're great. And she's always giving me words of affirmation, and she tells me like certain times where I need to be aggressive, and just those little words of affirmation. She also like I don't know if you know this, but I style as well, and so she's always wanted me to style her in clothes, and I just did something with her last week, and just little things like that. Like she sees me beyond being a basketball player, and just all that. And so yeah, I'm just so appreciative to have her in my corner, as more than a coach, but as like you said, like a mentor and a person of support.
Okay, so let me get you in my corner to be a smile. Like,
Yeah.
wait, was it that white dress she had on?
No, it was the green two-piece she just wore at Louisville.
Yes, yes, that was tough too. So
That
that was you. You did
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, we need to talk, but I digress. But yeah, we need to talk about. Well, no, you know what? Let's just dive into that real quickly before we continue with the Notre Dame story. But what got you into the stylist interest, and what piqued your interest with that?
I think just being from DC, there's a lot of culture, and I when I grew up, I was always into sneakers.
Okay.
I always loved like Jordans and Nikes and things like that. So that just was always my thing. And then obviously elementary, middle school, and high school,
Right.
we had to wear a uniform. So I wasn't able to like express, myself through clothing. But when I got to campus in college, I was able to put on different looks and stuff, and I was always getting compliments. And then one time someone asked me like, "Oh, what do you think of this outfit? Can you help me with an outfit?" And then from there it's really just history, honestly. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my.
really the start, the origin story, I guess you could say.
Oh, so what's the name? Do you have the
I can't even like remember, but I just know I was asked multiple times by people just to, help them with clothes. But I always was into like Supreme and Bape and like I said, Jordans and Nikes and Yeezys and stuff like that. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so what was she wearing? I'm gonna say that. What was she wearing? Like the brand, like what was that?
It's called Sophia. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a high end, like it's definitely luxury. Not a lot of people
Okay.
know about it, but it's super nice.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. See how luxury it gets. I know Niele.
Yeah,
I don't know,
she's on a
but
different wavelength, honestly.
everything. But we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. We need to find out a little bit about that. But that would be fun. But I guess, with your experience at Notre Dame, especially this year, playing with Hannah Hidalgo, and everyone else too, but I'm going to start with her because for me, I know she's young, right? She's a sophomore, but what has it been like to play with someone who has that motor and that energy? Is it ever like a point where it's off, or is she always on, like practices off the court? I mean, is that just who she is?
I think honestly, because she's young, she has all this energy that she can just release. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, she's just that, like I said, I tell people she's that engine, that motor. She's just is that spark. And so because you see her working hard and communicating and everywhere, like that makes you want to go as well. And if
Yeah.
you don't, like you get left behind. And so that's really who Hannah is. And it's not for show. She doesn't just do it in the game. Like this is how she acts in practice when we're practicing against the practice guys. She's up on them. She's trying to get steals against the practice guys because she's just a fierce competitor.
Yeah. No, I love that. And Olivia Miles, Westbeld. I mean, your team is so well balanced in terms of what each position does well and starring in the role of each of those positions. What has Niele Ivey done to create that level of comfort to just come in and do what you do? Like this is what we need from you collectively as a unit. It looks beautiful, but this is your role in that.
Um, I mean, for me personally, I knew coming in that I'm a great rebounder, and that's something that Notre Dame needed, to be honest. And so, in my eyes, I don't need to be the best scorer or anything because we have scores. But something that we were lacking in, or they were lacking in last year, was rebounding. And I know that's something that I can bring, and whatever to help the team win in whatever way, whether it's getting stops or helping my team get extra offensive possessions. That's what I'm here to do, and that's my role. That's one of my roles, and that's what I'm good at. So I know that that's something. I know that I can bring that to the team, and I'm happy with it, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you guys have had some incredible wins this year,
Yeah.
especially the UConn win in particular at the beginning of the season or early in the season. What was that like? I mean, you already spoke about playing against AZ Fudd in high school, but then you flash forward, and then now you all had to battle it out in that one. I believe she did play in that early on this season. So, what was a game like that like to compete in and to be present and like be where your feet are and like feel the full emotion of those moments? What was that like?
Yeah, nah, AZ, she didn't play.
Okay, that's what I.
Yeah, she didn't play. But the Notre Dame UConn rivalry has been something that's been going on for years, and just being a part of that was super special. I mean, just the crowd was sold out, and just having the crowd embrace us is it's a surreal feeling. And when you have fans there to support you, and you have your teammates that have your back, it makes you want to go to war and put everything on the line. And so honestly, it was a super great feeling. Obviously, it's better when you win, and so it was just super fun winning at home in front of a sold out crowd. But honestly, when you're locked in with your team and you're locked in with the coach, and everything is just falling right where it needs to be, it's no better feeling.
Right. If there's one thing that Niele Ivey has taught you, not pick and roll, not tactical, not presses and all that stuff, but if there's one thing that she has taught you in your time there at Notre Dame to be a better Liatu, what would that be?
Um, Definitely gratitude,
Oh,
being grateful for where we are, because we are all in a position of success, and knowing that this can be stripped from us at any moment, and you have to know who you are beyond this. And so she's always telling us to be grateful and things. There was one time where we was supposed to leave from Boston College right after the game, and we didn't have a plane. Like I don't know what had happened.
oh,
Know if it was a storm. I don't know, but we didn't have a plane to go back, and she had told us, and obviously, like we was like what? Like we were all kind of like we want to go home. But the what she has said, and it still sticks with me now. She said, "Misdirection is protection," and she just always have these quotes and these sayings, and it's like she really is a mom. Like she really just and beyond basketball again. Like I'm just so happy to have her in my life because she's always that. She always throwing out gems, and she's wise.
yes. Oh my gosh, I love that more than you know. More than you know. But we're in the month of March right now, and you
Yeah.
said that's why you chose to change from Pitt after graduating there. You're at Notre Dame now. We're just turning the calendar to March. It's March Madness time.
Yep.
What do you think the key component to your team's success in the postseason will be, whether it's the ACC tournament or the NCAA tournament?
Um, Trusting in each other and just doing what we do. We don't have to deviate from anything. We just need to do what we can do, what we're capable of doing. We're a very versatile team. Anybody on any given night can have a career high.
Yeah.
And that's is what's so special about our team. Um, and when we play together and we trust in each other and we play our game, we're unstoppable. And that's all we have to do.
That's right.
It's more about like honing into us. Like yes, we have to know the scout of other teams, of course, but it's more about us rather than any other opponent.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. And understanding the assignment of the
Yeah.
moment. I just wish the best for you. I before I let you go, I have this shirt on. It says "Empowered Women Empower Women." And what you were just talking about with Niele Ivey, and her pouring in and her ability to come up with gems, you said,
Yeah.
inspirational nuggets for you and for the team. What do you do to return that to the game? Like, how do you pour back into the game with maybe your community when you come home in the summer? What are some of those linchpins, if you will, that give you that kind of leverage to be that leader outside of basketball?
Yeah, I wasn't able to do it this past summer, but I'm really looking forward to. And I was talking to the same coach that I told you that I had in middle school, Caitlin Vaughn. I talk to her every day. I call her like my godmom because we're like this.
I love
Um, but I really want to do like a drive where I'm giving back to the people, um, in my community because I really made it out, and I'm super appreciative that I had somebody like Caitlin Vaughn in my corner. Not everybody has a Caitlin Vaughn in their corner, and so I want to do like a drive, whether it's a toy drive around the holidays or whether it's school drive for back to school. But that's something that I wasn't able to do
right.
this this past year, like in the summer, but it's something that I really want to do once I'm done with school here. So
Oh my goodness, I just got chill bumps down my arm.
yeah,
That right there is what it's all about. And you are more than capable. You are more than a conqueror with what you've been able to do. You just said, I made it out. Just to hear you say those words is very inspiring to me. And if there is anything I can do, and I mean anything I can do to help propel you in that plight, I am right here. You
I
hear me?
appreciate that. Thank you.
And I got you. And I'm going to be cheering for you, be watching you flying in there, getting those rebounds and helping the team in the best way you know how. And like you said, staying grateful for it all and the gratitude piece. Just be grateful for every single thing, like Niele is teaching you all. I just think it's so beautiful. Tell her I love her. I
Yeah.
He's the best hugger. I hope I see you guys in postseason. I hope I get you all. But Liatu King, you are a queen.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for joining us today on In the Paint with Christy Winters Scott on the Her Hoop Stats Podcast Network.
Thank you.